European crowd.
Hmm.
Yeah, so many people like it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can see why.
Yes, yes. Yeah, and people, it's always nice. I mean, they have very well organized. Um, yeah, they have good people talking, so good speakers. So it's good.
That's great to hear.
Yeah.
So you're having a good time already on vacation, huh?
Yes, I started my vacations well yesterday and today I came to Cordoba, which I would eventually say the story of Cordoba and why I'm here because it's related to the vet field also.
That's awesome. So let's save the best to the last.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm here for 3 days.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm flying to Qatar to Doha after here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's the first time in Qatar?
Yes, I've been in the airport a couple of times, but
Oh, everybody's been to the airport of
yeah,
Qatar, but not to
yes,
the country itself.
Everyone.
yes, yes. But I have never
Hello.
been. I have never. Hi, I have.
Hi. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Yeah, fine. How is Spain?
Always nice. I was telling Dr. Dory. Spain is always special. It has
Okay,
Oh
good
yeah.
food.
perfect.
Yeah.
So, well, could we start now? Is it okay for
I'm,
you?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Can we
So,
give a chance for the audience 2 minutes only?
Yeah, it's okay.
I think we yeah, 1 minute only. We can start after 1 minute because
Okay,
the time, okay, and we will go
that's
in a
okay.
stream, as on Facebook. That's why we can start within 1 minute. Is it okay?
That's great.
Perfect.
Vamos a darle a la audiencia
Sí,
uh,
vamos. Vamos, con
un
ganas.
minute, un minute,
Un minuto.
un minuto.
You're in Bahrain?
I'm in Bahrain, yes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just close to Qatar.
Yes, I met a veterinarian from Bahrain in Abu Dhabi.
Do you remember the name?
I don't remember. It's difficult. It was a lady.
Lady.
She's
Oh, okay.
she's from the Veterinary Association in Bahrain.
Okay. Soha.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Soha.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So our 1 minute is over now, so we better start. So hello and welcome everybody to the first episode of the Dory podcast. Today is a very great day. Today is a very great start. And for the first time ever, we are featuring not only a super veterinary figure, but also a cunning and brave businessman. Buckle up for this inspiring story of the life of the pet we have today. So today, WSAVA Studios proudly presents live from Cordoba, the WSAVA treasurer, Dr. Oscar Umaña. Hola, Dr. Oscar. Buenas noches.
Hola, Dr. Dori. Buenas noches. Hello.
Hello.
Very happy to be here and very um, content to be invited by you to this your first episode of your podcast. I feel very honored and very happy to be here with you.
Yeah, we always start with the great people, so we kept you for the first one, the
Thank
first
you.
one.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's start with a simple yet a very significant and profound question. So who is the man behind the title of the WSAVA treasurer?
And that's always a good question and very well. First of all, I always like to talk about my roots. I am a Central American guy, like any other person from the Central American area. I live in Costa Rica, but was born in Nicaragua and lived in Honduras for all my life. for all my young life during high school. My best friends are from there, and I have family there. Um, I'm a veterinarian, and also I'm a master in business administration. But most importantly, I'm just like any other person with goals, with children, with a family. I have
Yeah.
my wife,
Yeah.
who's a veterinarian also, and two kids that like sports very much. So
Oh,
basically that's the person I am, and uh,
yeah.
always there to share ideas and talk to other people.
That's really great. So, how did you start your journey as a vet?
Well, it's a long story, and actually, it started with my father is a veterinarian. The curious thing about it is that he's not a clinician. My father went to vet school actually here in Córdoba, Spain,
Oh,
and this is where he studied, and then he went into epidemiology. So he never actually had a practice. But every weekend, my brother and I, which are similar age, would go to his friends' clinics in Honduras in Tegucigalpa, and we would spend our Saturday morning or Saturday the whole day there at the clinic, just looking at our father's friends treat dogs and cats or horses or so that's when it all started. And we also had some uh, a lot of interaction with horses. Actually, my emphasis was more in horses initially.
mhm.
So we have a strong love for pets from the beginning, and being with them and treating them was part of our life.
Oh, that's really nice to hear.
Yeah,
That clearly veterinary medicine runs through your bloodline.
yeah, a lot of veterinarians in my family.
Oh, so do you see this as an influence, as a positive or a negative on your career life?
Oh, I would say completely positive.
Okay.
Completely positive. Uh, it has influenced my life, and basically my whole life has been has sir is has been surrounded by pets, and that interaction, that what we call today human animal bond, was always there. We had our pets, we had friends that knew that my father was a veterinarian, so all that those interactions that are very important throughout a vet's life were there, and that has influenced my life throughout my whole life since the beginning.
Okay, I see. So working as a veterinarian or graduating from Costa Rica and then moving to an externship to Michigan, the big city. How was this as an influence in your early career life?
Well, I would say I believe in Costa Rica. There, our vet school is a very good vet school.
Oh,
The infrastructure is very good. We had good professors that would most of them have had studied abroad, either United States or Europe. So I think our career in the vet school was good. But once I went to Michigan State University, where I did some practice, um, and mainly going to a private practice in Michigan helped me see the differences between really developed type of medicine, which was being applied in the university, type of medicine that was developed in private practice, and compare those two things with what I had received in my university. And I could see the big differences in money-wise, resources available, uh, and the way vets work was very important. I think the one of the things that my main life learning experience there was time management and how they value time differently than how
oh
we
yeah,
do in Latin America.
oh yeah.
Yes, and the way
Uh,
they organize themselves around time is very important.
I think regarding the time management, you are touching us all as because more or less Latinos are a bit similar to the Arabs, how they handle time. So I can relate to what you are saying now. So what was the weight on your shoulder stepping in the university on the first day, in the
Well,
University of Michigan?
yeah, basically that's it's an experience, a story that happened. The Michigan State University has 40,000 students, and within that whole complex, there's the vet school. So the first day, I calculated 15 minutes before going to a surgery that was going to take place on horses. It was hemiplegia, laryngeal hemiplegia.
Hmm.
So it was something that I was very interested in going, and the thing is, I got lost, and 15 minutes turned into half an hour. So I arrived 15 minutes late to the surgery.
Oh yeah.
But so I was believing, well, I'll still get in because I'm only 15 minutes late.
Oh
And
yeah.
then the first thing the doctor said is, I'm sorry, you're late. You can't see this. So that was my first exposure, and this was my first day.
Oh yeah. It's a hard lesson actually.
Exactly. So it was even though it was hard and it was difficult because I didn't get to see it, I learned a lot from it. And then I think that is something that somehow influenced my whole career because I started to learn and respect other people's time.
Oh, it's a very hard lesson to be taught on the first day,
Exactly.
but also a life-changing experience.
Exactly.
Also,
Exactly.
you have yes.
Yes, no, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Also, you have another life-changing experience happen to you on 2011. Can you tell us more
Yes.
about this?
Yes. Well, obviously, after that, then the whole career started growing, and from that, we started our own practice in Nicaragua and Costa Rica. Uh, but basically, after that, and after starting our own business, I went into an MBA, a Master in Business Administration. I got accepted into a very good business school in Central America, which is not easy to get into. And fortunately, I got into and uh, went into that MBA. And I would say that was a very hard, not hard, a very good game changer in my life because that made me see things a lot different. Um,
Hmm.
I believe in it. That's what I say. I initially started seeing the trees, and after going to the business school, I believe we started seeing the whole forest.
Okay,
Yeah.
such an interesting point of view and metaphor.
Yeah.
So, you chose you to start your first practice in Nicaragua.
Yes.
Yes. So, what was the rationale behind this
Well,
choice?
initially we had family affinity. So, like I said, I was born in Nicaragua, but then after my parents, they were living in Honduras, but then decided to retire basically in Nicaragua. So, once I finished
Mhm.
vet school, both my brother and I, which I have already mentioned, who's a veterinarian, um, well, we decided to go back to Nicaragua. We felt that there was much to be done in the veterinary field in Nicaragua, especially if you're familiar with Central American history, you know that in Central America and Nicaragua, there were tough economical and political times.
Yeah.
Uh, so basically, most of the economy was destroyed at a certain point. So it was in a period that was reconstructing, and we both thought it's a good moment to start something here, and we started our clinic there, our first clinic, and I started. It was a mixed practice. My
Hmm.
brother would see the companion animals, and I would work with horses. Uh,
Hmm.
this was around the year 2000. And
Hmm.
so initially I would say it was affinity, family affinity, but that idea that we could somehow uh, give something to our back to the country that we were at, and that we had
Hmm.
this affinity, and we saw a lot of opportunities could open there.
Hmm.
And to
That's
this
really
point, I
great.
believe they opened and they're there.
That's really great. And the choice now, how do you see this choice? It was a good choice to start offshores
Yes,
in Nicaragua.
definitely,
Oh.
definitely. It was it it opened my eyes to a new world, and tough moments and economical situations. Everyone would say, "Oh, you're not going to make it. This is a very poor economy. People are not going to pay." Uh, so those were challenges that were always there. And uh, if you ask me, it was a moment in my life where uh, everything was unexpected and only in the positive way. I mean,
Hmm.
I saw owners that were willing to pay, owners that equine owners that wanted to do new things, were open to new things.
Hmm.
So it was. I will not regret that ever. It was always there. It was a challenge. Uh,
Hmm.
but like market says, whenever you have more risk, you somehow know how to
Make more
outweigh
profit.
the risk somehow.
Yeah, yeah. It's the business is all about the risk.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I see people joining us now. Some people I know that are from Canada. So can you write in the chat box, please, where are you joining us from for all the audience? So, Doctor, let's go back to the MBA. How things different was turned to be different after holding the MBA before the MBA.
Well, what I usually say is that when we go into vet school, we try to solve medical issues, medical situations, and
Yeah.
we're all into it for that passion. We want to have pets, save pets' lives, and have them in the best way possible. And we
Hmm.
love that, and we do that. But we're
Hmm.
never exposed to a whole world that's out there that is dependent on market. Is
Yeah.
dependent. It depends
Yeah.
on money, and how even if we don't like that, it's part of life, and we have to live with it. Um, so once you go into business, you see a whole different world. You see how other people think, how people that are in the business world think, and how they work. Uh, and that's something that I believe opened my eyes in that way. And the first thing, and I always say this every time I have a talk in Latin America, the first
Hmm.
thing they asked us was, what is the most limited resource in business? And then
Hmm.
everyone would say, oh, electricity, oh, no. And the number one thing they say is it's money. It's the
Hmm.
most limited resource. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's the mindset. You always need the money.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you start in business. Whereas in vet school, I mean, we're all passionate about curing animals and pets' lives and all that. But if we don't have the money or we don't have that income, eventually it will backfire and it will hurt us and eventually our clients.
That's for sure.
Yes.
So let me ask you about your team as a business owner. What are the criteria that you are choosing your team members upon?
Well, it's that is very good question because you never know how people react to things, uh, um, how people respond to different situations. But I think what I usually look in a person is see if they're trustworthy, if I can somehow feel that trustworthiness, if people can be uh, trusted, the respect they have for others. I would also say that's something I value a lot. I also think about accountability. It's accountability for me is something that Yeah, I mean, and I'm not looking for perfection. It's just how accountable I believe a person can be. And I would say the number one thing, and this is like a first impression, is the authenticity I can have from a person. I think the more authentic a person can be perceived, or that, or how you can somehow uh, show your how authentic you can be. I think that's like my number one gut feeling when I choose a person. Sometimes
Wow,
many
wow,
you find
doctor,
fake people.
just a second. You're telling me that you're using your hunch, basically, in a simple words.
Yes, there is a hunch, there is a gut feeling that I won't say I always say it's my 100%, but I really trust that gut feeling. And I really love the word gut feeling now that they talk about the microbiome so much, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah. And the microbiome and the effect on the brain and how the brain perceives things.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I can relate to. But
Yeah.
it's amazing that from a vet that's holding an MBA and running a couple of practices, he's still using the hunch and the gut feeling.
Yes. Yeah. And I think I will go with that all the time. I mean, it's like I said, maybe initially before my gut feeling would be the most important. I won't say that's the case now, but it's still an important part and a decision that I would make.
Oh, that's great. That's a note I will keep for myself because
Yeah, now
always,
now I also look at the numbers when I need to, when there are numbers available, but gut feeling is there also.
you know, what's the funny part is I always used my gut feeling, and my wife keeps saying, "Stop using your gut feeling. Yeah, you have to trust your brain more." I can now tell her that Dr. Oscar Umana is using his gut feeling too.
Yeah,
uh, Having you here as a role model for the vets is really inspiring for a lot of vets, especially junior ones. So
yeah.
if there is a vet that is just graduating from the veterinary school today, what kind of advice that you would give to him?
Well, I usually, and now that you say this, I'm not saying that and I don't want everyone to use their gut feeling only. I mean, I think it's very variable and depends on situations. But if I were young, what I would say, what I would like to repeat, or what I would do differently, and that maybe I could advise other young students, is for them to try to have the most experiences possible, like going to clinics, see how different clinics work, how they carry out their business, uh, see different business models, not only in veterinary medicine, think out of the box, and look at these different businesses and see how they can be brought to veterinary medicine, because that will eventually give you ideas, and then that's where I believe innovation comes from. How you can bring things from outside and integrate them into the world you're living. Um, so I would say just try to gain the more experiences possible while you can, before taking that next step towards a new job or towards a new business that you want to grow, a new clinic. I think it is good to know what you want, to know yourself, and see what you expect about things, and what you expect from yourself, because that will determine what path you take. Uh, Understand individual purpose. I think that's very important. What is your purpose? And from there, you start working and climbing that ladder towards whatever you may want.
So let's say the key is the purpose, and I want to quote
Yeah.
something from your answer now: is quiet seas never make a good sailor, basically.
Yes. Yes.
So I would like also to ask you, Dr. Oscar, if someone is pursuing or trying to pursue a specific specialty, shall he also follow your advice now about the purpose and about his own capabilities, or shall he go the other side and see what is the gap in the market to fulfill?
I think those are two very interesting questions. I always say that purpose, if you follow your purpose, you'll be the happiest you can be following that purpose. And you have to be convinced that you go towards that purpose. Um, but at the same time, there's something that I really think is important in leadership, and it's self-awareness. And what I talk about self-awareness is knowing what you want, knowing what surrounds you wants or needs, and how you as an individual can impact that thing that is surrounding you. And then you build your purpose on that, because I mean, I can't be an astronaut in an area in a place where there's no capability of me going on a ship to the moon. So I need
Oh
to
yeah,
understand where I'm living and where I am, because if that is not possible and I really want to be an astronaut and go to the moon, I need to eventually know where I will go. Will it be where I'm
oh
at,
yeah,
or do I have to go somewhere else? So it really depends. And like I say, if you have that purpose, well, you look for it, but you have to understand where you're at also. And that's what I call that self-awareness that I think is very important in leadership also.
oh yeah. I totally agree with this. So speaking about the purpose, so can you reveal now to us what's the purpose of your presence on in Cordoba?
Well, I told you I'm from a family of vets, and well, obviously, my father is an inspiration to me, and since he studied here and I was in Sevilla, I said, why not? If we are close by, why don't we go and see where my father studied, where he had his roots? And I really know that he had a tough time while he was here, in the sense that he was away from his family, very far away, and that this was a big accomplishment for him. So it's like going back to all where all that legacy started. Because I have a brother that is a veterinarian also. And actually, like I think I told you this, my
Oh
father
yeah.
met my mother through my uncle, who is a veterinarian that studied here in Córdoba. So they met here in Córdoba also. My uncle and my dad. So then eventually they went back to Central America, and that's where then my dad met my mother. So it's the story behind what started our legacy as veterinarians in throughout our life. So I thought it was nice to just come and see. And I talked to him this morning, just when I arrived this afternoon, and I could see that he was really happy that both my wife and I are here, and that we want to look for those places where he was at.
Oh yeah. It's very inspiring that both your career life is counter-crossing your personal and your bloodline life. It's
Yeah,
very interesting. And
yeah.
also I can relate because also my wife is a veterinarian and my brother-in-law is a veterinarian. So
Wow. So you have
oh yeah.
your own veterinary family also.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's I'm living the nightmare. That's why I asked you from the beginning, is it something positive or something negative? So for me, it gives me a lot of pressure because I'm the eldest. So they are always look up to me and always look up to my moves. So I have to be very careful regarding my career and very careful also regarding my family.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess that's common for all of us. I mean, you always have someone that looks up to you, and um, I do believe. I mean, it is a pressure, but somehow you have to enjoy the journey also, and you can't be just thinking about all that all the time. And I know I work with not anymore, but I used to work very close to my wife, and also that builds up I mean, she expects things from me. I expect things from her as veterinarians, both of us. So it's, I mean, and practicing together is not easy.
Sure. So speaking about the journey,
Yeah.
if you look back at your career journey now, you're around 25 years of experience and hardmanship. So did you enjoy that 25 years?
Oh, yes. And it has flown by. Now I can see that with my two sons. One's 18 and the other 17. And once I go back and look at what I remember when they were kids, and I say, wow, there are things I don't remember. And it's when it's because we were very busy. I mean, we were having very busy moments, very good moments, tough moments, and all that. But on the long run, when you see, oh wow, it's 25 years and we've done so much and we've done a lot of things, and it's very satisfying. So I can't say we didn't have hard times. I mean, we still have them. I mean, it's part of life. If you don't have bad times, you don't have good ones either. So it's just the journey, and you just like I say in Costa Rica, there's a lot of surfing that goes on. So you have big waves, you have small waves, you have complicated ones. You just have to learn how to surf them. Period.
Yeah, I can see that that the Costa Rican roots has a very profound effect on your personality and the way you are thinking.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we need to surf the wave.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
If not, you drown, you know?
Oh, I'm 100% with you. And I
Yeah.
want to continue the storyline with you. So regarding the title of the WSAVA treasurer, how did this opportunity came to life?
Also, it's something that I never expected. Uh, in 2013 or 2012, I believe, we started. I mean, I was amongst five or six vets that got together in Costa Rica and said, "Why we don't have good continuing education in our country? Why don't we start putting together all the vets and see what we can do?" And we started an association. So I was part of that initial group that started the association. It's called MEVEPES. It's the Costa Rican Small Animal Veterinary Association. And that's when it all started. Initially, I said I can help, I can contribute, but definitely I will not be the president, or I don't want any role because it was a moment where we were very busy. I was just out of, I think, my MBA, so a lot of struggles going on. But then we started the group, and then it started building up. And then we became part of WSAVA. And one of my colleagues said, "Okay, Oscar, I know you don't want to be in the board, but why don't you help us and be part of you be the representative of Mevepes in WSAVA?" And I said, yes, of course, I would like that. And it all started there. I started being the rep for the association, but then within Wasava, they liked the way I was working with other vets from other countries, and then they said, "Why don't you help us with the continuing education committee?" So I helped for the LATAM continuing education committee. Then I was invited to a leadership program within Wasava. And then it just started going on and on. And then they saw my background within business management, and they said, "Why don't you go and join the financial committee?" And then where it all started there. And then that's when they said, "Why don't you go ahead and go for the treasury?" And now this is my third year as treasurer, starting the fourth one next year, and then I can go up for 2 more years, but I still have not decided what the next step will be within the Wasawa at that point.
100% sure that the next step will be also a big step. I can see how the story is building up since the start from Costa Rica, then moving to Michigan, then Nicaragua, then opening the practice again in Costa Rica, and then the WSAVA. I can see that storyline. It's like a graph going up.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You never know. I mean, I know it's a step forward. We have to see where, though.
Yeah, sure. So for all the audience that are watching us all over the world, if you want to leave a question or a comment, please leave it. We will receive all questions at the end of this episode. But speaking about great moves and speaking about opportunities and speaking about graphs, today is the 27th of Monday. Sorry, it's the 27th of October, Monday. So after a couple of days only, on the 1st of November, is going to be the grand opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum, which is the biggest museum on earth. So such a historical moment. And also, a few months later, in May, we got this place is going to host the first Congress of the Egyptian Small Animal Veterinary Association. So from your own point of view, how do you see the significance of such Congress in such a historical place?
Well, I just think it's amazing. It's amazing knowing that the Egyptian culture had such a high interest for cats and dogs, a civilization that somehow respected that, what I once again will say, human-animal bond. Maybe like no other civilization. I think it's the start of a moment where from very long time ago, once again you start this human animal bond story in a way where us as veterinarians can somehow work to build that up. I know you have a goddess called Bastet, right?
Bastet, yes, the cat
Bastet,
goddess.
for
Yeah,
the cat goddess, and
yeah.
that gives you an idea of on how
And
you're
also Anubis,
civilized. Yeah, and
Anubis,
Anubis for
the
dogs.
dog. Yeah,
Uh, the respect that you may have for dogs and cats, and that's it can send a message to the whole world on how a civilization as old as yours is has that human animal bond from such a long time ago, and how you still are interested in having that for the future. So I think it's symbolically it's something very interesting and amazing, and obviously looking forward to be there at that spectacular moment, that spectacular place. Very interesting and
we
amazing.
also are looking forward to
And
host
obviously
you
looking forward to be
May
there at that
in May. And
that spectacular place.
sorry, there's a mic open.
We also are looking forward.
Can you turn this off, please? Hello?
I think it's some feedback.
Oh, yeah. So, as we say in WSAVA, we are not starting, we are continuing the legacy. This is
Yes.
exactly what you, Dr. Oscar, mentioned. And also, I want to tell you a very interesting story from the Egyptian culture, the ancient Egyptian culture. If someday you found a cat by your door and it is sick or in delivery in labor, you are obligated by religion to host this cat and to treat her until she is completely fit, or until the babies are already done, you know.
Wow, really? I did not
Oh,
know
yeah.
that.
Yeah, this is written on the temples, on the walls of the temples.
Wow, amazing.
So going back to the WSAVA Congress, from your own position at the WSAVA treasurer, how do you see the global significance of such uh, Congress in Egypt?
Well, I really think it's a moment that for Wasava it's very important because it starts being um, a region of the world that maybe has not been that present before, and that we start seeing that these initiatives are starting to come up, and it's very important for us to be there, that presence that you have included us in your program is also very relevant for us. And for what from the WSAVA point of view, it's just that satisfaction that associations in different parts of the world have this enthusiasm for the vet practice and the standardization of protocols throughout the world, and it's something that is within our mission, and that medical, clinical, and non-clinical standards can start uh, to be more appreciated and being out there for other colleagues to see and for them to take advantage of them as much as possible is something that for us is very important and valuable.
Yeah, indeed. For sure. Me personally, I can never get enough of talking with you, Dr. Oscar. And I know also we are going to have another episodes about the business itself and how to run the business and the finance and the economy. So it's going to be a really interesting also story. So now it's the time to receive some questions. I see a question from Noor Zaki. He's saying, hello, Dr. Oscar. Did you study anything else beside the MBA?
Well, actually, after I finished vet school, and I did it was a what they called a diplomat. It's a diplomat course in Costa Rica that had to do with equine surgery and internal medicine. That was a 1 year course. I did it just 2 years after ending vet school.
Okay, this is related to the management, huh?
No, it was more hands-on surgery and internal medicine in
Okay, I
equine
see.
practice. Yeah.
So it was a clinical diploma.
Yes, clinical.
Okay, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Oscar, I was happy to host you today, and it was such an interesting opportunity to start the episode 1 with you. And for the next episodes, I'll be looking forward to do it also with you. Perdoni, Dr. Oscar, voy a hacer el outro en árabe. زي ما شفتم دلوقتي، الحلقة الأولى من دوري بودكاست كانت مع دكتور أوسكار أومانا. احنا أول محطة لينا النهاردة كانت في أسبانيا. لسه عندنا محطات كتير، لسه عندنا ضيوف كتير. مش هنتكلم دايما بالإنجليزي، كمان هناخد ضيوف كتير بالعربي، ناس مصريين دكاترة بيطريين نجحوا وأبدعوا وسافروا بره واشتغلوا في أماكن كتير. عندنا ستوب في فانكوفر، عندنا ستوب في نيوجيرسي، عندنا ستوب في فيجاس، عندنا ستوب في كاليفورنيا. طبعا ما نقدرش ننسى بلادنا، دبي، الرياض، الكويت. انتظرونا ان شاء الله قريب مع حلقات احسن اكتر ومع ناس اكتر ومن مختلف السبيشاليتيز ومختلف البلاد. شكرا جزيلا ليكم، تصبحوا على خير. Thank you, Doctor. Buenas noches.
Thank you, Dr. Dori. Buenas noches. Thank you all.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.